Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to the One-Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're continuing our playthrough of Kingdom Death Monster. We are back in our settlement, and this was after we took down the Kingsmen. What an electrifying fight. That was so much fun. I haven't had a fight like that in a long time. It was really cool and really challenging. Now, of course, we did lose a couple people in that fight. Now, one thing I do want to mention about that fight that I got wrong, that I didn't realize until people were able to point it out to me, is all of her gear was heavy. So at the end, when we actually pulled one of those, I have to attack first cards, and it says if you're wearing heavy gear, you get knocked down. I didn't knock her down, so that was my mistake. She actually should have been knocked down in the last part of that fight. But we still made it through. We had a great time doing it, and now we have to take our rewards. So before we start our settlement, we have to do that. I want to do that now. I didn't do it in the last video because it was getting to be a little long. So let's go see what rewards happen for our brave survivors. And then, will we be able to make it through our settlement phase? To find out, I need you to meet me at the co-op shop. Now, before we gain our rewards, another thing I want to mention is I did put the pillars in the wrong spot when we did the showdown. I don't think it would have affected much of the fight, but I did put them too closer than they probably should have and a couple out. That was my fault. I didn't read the actual diagram correctly. And right here it says Aftermath. Any victorious survivor may immediately select spear weapon proficiency, regardless of age milestone. Any accrued ranks of the weapon proficiencies are lost when switching to a new weapon type. I am not going to be doing that because, well, frankly, the only two people we have are Kittyara and Goldmoon, and both of them already have weapon proficiencies in a weapon that they're using. Our next thing is Victory. Level 1 plus. You get +1 hunt XP, +1 weapon proficiency level, or gain the spear proficiency levels, and then we gain our rewards. So Kittyara and Goldmoon are both going to gain 1 in hunt experience. Now she's going to gain 1 for her dagger because she did wound with it. Kittyara did not wound with her bow, so she's not going to gain anything for that. Now we get to gain our rewards. The air grows still and palpable. Feeling of dread comes over the survivors that dealt the final wound to the Kingsmen. Kingsman Curse story event. All right, we're going to go ahead and take care of this. Let's just make sure this doesn't pertain to it. Roll a d10 plus defeated monster level on the table below. The group gains the following rewards. So this isn't going to pertain to this. We have to do the King's Curse first. For the person who dealt the final wound to the Kingsman. And here is the picture for the King's Curse. It doesn't look any good at all, though I've never actually met a curse that was really that great. Story event, King's Curse. The survivor that dealt the killing blow feels their heart sink. And then we've got this picture with all these things around it, and then the word death. Tragedy befalls the survivor that kills the Kingsman. Their body starts to sweat profusely, and their flesh bubbles with extreme heat. The survivor must roll a hit location die on the King's Curse table. A survivor cannot gain more than 1 piece of regal gear per lantern year. Every piece of the regal armor set is cursed. Cursed. This may not be removed from your gear grid for any reason. When you die, archive this card. When a survivor completes the regal armor set, has all 5 pieces, they lose their humanity and become a Kingsman. Filled with a sense of urgent purpose, the survivor marches off into the darkness. The survivor can no longer be controlled by a player. Discard their record sheet. They are dead. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and roll. So now we're going to go into King's Curse. It says roll hit location die. Reroll until you roll a location that is not wearing regal armor. Well, we're not wearing any at all, so whatever this is going to be what we get. We got a head. So it says right here, your skull erupts from inside your head, bone twisting and hardening into a plated Exoskeleton. Gain a Random Disorder and Regal Helm Rare gear card and place it in your gear grid now. So we're going to go ahead, take our disorder cards, mix them up a little bit, and cut them. And we're going to take a disorder, and we're going to see what Gold Moon has for becoming, well, getting a piece of Regal gear. Hyperactive. While you are running, fiddling with your gear, or pacing, you are always moving. During the showdown, you must move at least one space every round. Okay, that's actually not too bad. I can think of about 32 disorders that are worse than that one. So we're going to go ahead and write that down right here on her thing, and we're going to gain that gear. So I've gone ahead and write in our disorders, hyperactive, must move one space, and I probably spelled 9 of those words wrong, but that's okay. We have this down. We're going to go ahead and deal with the gear now. So now comes our big dilemma. I have to gain this gear right now. I can't wait until we get to the settlement. I have to put this in my gear, and I have to do it. So I have to actually archive one of these cards, I believe. I don't think I can take it back to someone. I have to pretty much kind of drop it on the ground. If that's wrong, please let me know in the comments below so I can actually gain the item back that I'm going to drop, because I'm not going to get any more. I think we're going to... It's so tough. This is only one bone to recreate. All this stuff is so much harder to make than this. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to drop the Regal Helm or take the Regal Helm, and drop the Bone Dagger. Now, of course, I don't have any resources at home, so I can't even recreate this Bone Dagger, but at least maybe we'll have enough weapons to go into the next fight. I'm kind of worried I might need to discard this Monster Tooth necklace. Let me see how many weapons we have. So here are all the weapons we have. First, we have our knuckles. One person can wear those. Then I've got this bone pick and these bone sickle. These aren't really weapons. They're going to have to go off to the side. Then we've got these bone darts. They're okay. Now, well, these are the only other 3 weapons I've got left. I've got a cat gut bow. I'll be giving that back to Kitiara. Somebody's going to get the king spear. And then I've got this bone blade. And I do have that war paint that I can give to somebody. And then I guess they can maybe use one of these bone picks with it, I guess. I don't really know. Unless I want to keep the dagger and get rid of this Monster Tooth necklace. That's the other thing I could do. In order to make this, I need a scrap and a bone. So it's a little bit harder to make than the bone dagger. And it gives me the strength. Oh, it's so tough to decide. I think we are going to get rid of the bone dagger. So now the next thing we have to do is continue on our rewards. We're going to roll a d10 and add 1 and see what we're able to get. We got a 6 plus 1 is a 7. Each survivor gains a random fighting art. Now there's only 2 people that survived, and that's Gold Moon and also Kitiara. So 2 girls are going to get a random fighting art. So we're just going to mix those up a little bit, cut the deck right about there. I'm going to give that one to Gold Moon, and we're going to give that one to Kitiara. Let's see what they got. Gold Moon, oh, actually, I can't do that. I got to put this one back. I've got to take this one, and it'll tell me to cycle it back in or archive it, so I might actually get it again. So I can't just draw 2 cards. She got Orator of Death. I think she had this at one time. I think she was the one that actually had it. Well, congratulations. You remembered how to be an Orator of Death. Once per showdown, you may spend an action to have all non-death survivors gain 2 insanity. When you die, you encourage all survivors with your last words. Oh, I do remember this one, and that's not something I want to do in dying and encouraging my people. So this is going to be given back to Gold Moon, which is kind of funny. We're going to record and archive that, which means I am going to mix it back into this deck, and there's a chance I may get that again. We'll never know. We're going to mix them all up again, and we're going to go ahead and have Kitiara go ahead and draw one. She's going to grab that one right there. Let's see what Kitiara got. Tough. When rolling on a severe injury table, unless you roll a 1, add +1 to the result. This does not include brain trauma. The result total cannot exceed 10. All right, we're going to give that to her. So Gold Moon has reclaimed her Orator of Death. She gets +2 insanity if she uses an action, and she encourages when she's dead. Hopefully I remember all that. This is the one I'm most worried about forgetting, is the hyperactivity. Well, hopefully we'll remember that as we go. Now, of course, we do have Kitiara. Kitiara sadly already had Tough. So I think that's it. I don't think she gets to draw another card. She just got one she already had. That's just too bad. So we have made it back to Solace, and I can't be more excited to be back here after all of that happened. So now we're going to go through our setup and our survivors return. I've gone ahead and healed our survivors. I didn't remove any gear. We're going to gain our endeavors, and oh boy, we're going to gain endeavors. So we're going to gain 2, 1 for Gold Moon and 1 for Kitiara. Now we gain 2 for each dead person. So that's Caramon, and that's going to be... Who else did we lose? We lost Elistine. Now we also get 2 more. 1, because Gold Moon is a Tinkerer. I missed that in the last show or settlement phase. And we also get an extra one for cooking. Tinkerer states +1 endeavor when a returning survivor, and she is a returning survivor. So she gets 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 8 endeavors. That's a mountain of endeavors. We can do a lot of things with those. Well, actually not too many things, but we're going to do a lot of things with those. The next thing we're going to do is update our timeline, and then we're going to go ahead and deal with our death count as well. So we are starting Lantern Year 10, and there's nothing here. We've got one free pass for having nothing actually happen. We do have to draw a settlement event. So we're going to go ahead and grab our settlement events. We're going to give them a big old shuffle here, and we're going to take one of these cards. We'll just divide it right down the middle here, kind of, and we'll take one of these cards and see what befalls our settlement. Cracks in the ground. A low rumbling fills the settlement. Small cracks in the earth widen into fissures that belch up hot, foul-smelling vapor. 1. A massive rock splits the ground in two. Any returning survivors' heavy gear are dead. Archive any heavy gear. The dead survivors' gear grids. It is lost with their bodies. 2 to 5. The returning survivors, the lowest movement falls in the cracks. Roll off in case of a tie. They are dead. Or 6, you find a sharp stone in the rubble left from the quake. Gain 1 founding stone gear grid or gear. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely terrible. All right, we're going to roll. I could lose Gold Moon here. That'd be absolutely devastating. 4, that's terrible. The returning survivor with the lowest movement falls into the crack. Roll off in case of a tie. There isn't a tie. It's Kitiara. Kitiara falls into the crevice. She's dead. The reason why is because I gain +1 movement from my white lion boots. These are still active. Oh, no, they're not. They're not connected anymore because this regal helm got rid of my, my dagger that was actually holding that together. So they are tied at 5. So we have to roll off. Oh my gosh, this is out of control. All right, wow, we might be starting a whole new civilization here because we might be losing some of our best people. All right. Kitiara is going to roll first. She gets a 3. Gold Moon gets a 7. It is Kitiara. Kitiara falls into the cracks and is dead. Goodbye, Kitiara. Well, look on the bright side. We gain more endeavors. Since we have our Graves Principle, we are going to gain 1 more endeavor because that happened during the settlement phase. There we go. When a survivor dies during the settlement phase, gain +1. Now, do I have to archive all the gear? The returning survivor, the lowest movement, falls into the crack. Roll off in case of a tie. They are dead. It doesn't say anything about archiving the gear, so I do get to keep the gear, I believe. Lowest movement falls into cracks. This one does talk about how they have to archive any heavy gear. This doesn't say anything about archiving gear. We just lose the character, but we get to keep all the stuff she has, which at least we get to keep our cat eye circlet. But wow, we lost 3 of our best survivors. Oh my gosh, that's out of control. Okay, so now we have 9. Okay, there are some lingering effects. Let's see what happens here. Oh, this is madness. Lingering effects. The cracks prevent all home endeavors. That's awesome. The vapor improves breathing. +1 to the result of nightmare training. All right. We could also spend an endeavor if we have any of that. We don't have any of this. This was just flat out bad. Everything about this was bad. Oh, no. We don't have a shrine, so we can't spell. I don't even have 3 organs. And we can't spend 3. Well, we do have 3 resources, but I don't have scarification. Scorched Vapor's Kiss. Gain the following ability, burnt nerves, you're immune to bash. Well, that's actually really bad. You fall into the hole, you're dead. Wow, that's amazing. All these, okay, well, this is going up here on top of the settlement event deck. We're not going to be doing anything more with that, I don't think. We're going to update our death count now. It just went to 3. Oh, sorry I'm laughing so much, but this is absolutely amazing. All right, so now we're up to 9 endeavors. We've gone ahead and updated our death count, and now we can check milestones. I don't have any of those, so we're going to go ahead and develop. There's not much to develop here. I am going to turn this fresh acanthus into one of our dried acanthus. It says when you depart, gain +2 survival. When you suffer a severe injury, ignore it and archive this card instead. So we do have that. We have our monster organ. I don't think there's much we could do with that unless we want to build something from our organ grinder here. We could do fecal salve or monster grease, and that's really about it. Now, see, I could do this. I can't make a monster tooth necklace. Maybe I should have lost monster tooth necklace now I think about it. Oh, well, too late. So we could make one of these. I don't really know if it's worth it. Let's go ahead and check out those. So the 2 things we could make are this fecal salve and monster grease. One gives evasion, one gives survival, and you are not a threat until you attack. If you have the priority target token, remove it. So I could make these. I don't really know what I would, because right now our gear grids are pretty like full of other things. We just grabbed dried acanthus, so we've got a lot of stuff on our gear grids. I mean, just looking at gold moons alone, there's really not much I would take off that gear grid. Maybe the monster tooth necklace now, and I could replace it with something else. But we do have a lot of things already. I really don't know if this is stuff we should make or if we should keep the monster organ. I'll let you guys make that decision. Should I keep my monster organ, or should I make basically a monster grease or fecal salve? Let me know in the comments below, and when I'm going to set up my characters, go ahead and tell me where I should maybe put the thing you tell me to make. We are going to make this though for sure. And there we're just going to move on to the next part, which is basically all of our endeavors. We've got a ton of them. Oh my gosh, look at all these endeavors. And I think a lot of it is going to be, we're going to be probably auguring almost this whole time, because with augury, we're able to go ahead and hopefully gain back some of the population that's been slowly dwindling away as we have been defeated by so many monsters lately. Well, I haven't been defeated yet, but it's been pretty tough. So we're going to go ahead and use our augury roll. And actually, I have made a decision. We are not making any fecal salve or any monster grease, because one of the things here says lose 1 resource from your settlement. If you do, gain 1 understanding. I need that in case I roll that. So we're going to start off by rolling this. And you know, I might as well make some new people now, because Gold Moon really doesn't need the understanding. She's already pretty good at understanding. And if we roll this, somebody else might as well get it. We do have Riverwind and Burm Everman. Oh, I'll have Riverwind do it. We'll just have Riverwind do it. Riverwind is going to augur. Here we go. Go, Riverwind. Let's see what happens. He got a 3. So, as I said before, lose 1 resource. Let's see here. The survivor endeavors to glean the meaning of existence. Roll on the table, add +1 to your roll result if your understanding is 3 or higher. Oh, I should have Gold Moon do it. Her understanding is 3 or higher. So we are going to have Gold Moon do it. She doesn't have to worry about that. She gains a survival. That doesn't help. She's pretty much going to be at max when we leave anyway. Our next one is a 2, 3, so now she has to lose the monster organ, and she is going to gain a understanding. All right, we're going to continue. We're going to use another one. Let's see what we get. Let's see, hopefully something good. 7, so we got an 8. An 8 plus is finally we got our intimacy. That's going to be great. So let's go ahead and take care of that. So here is our intimacy story event. We've read this many times. We have to pick 2 people. I'm going to pick Riverwind and Alana. Let's go ahead and see what happens to them. I get to roll 2 dice because, of course, we have our Protect the Young. We got an 8. Now, I can't, I can use my bed. I can't use my hovel. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happens. I can't use home, I guess, right? I have the cracks in the ground. It says the crack prevents all home endeavors. Okay, so that means all my endeavors that are home, I bet that bed and hovel are both home. Yep, they are both home. Here it says bed is home, and also our hovel is probably home as well. Yep, it is also home. So we can't use either of those. So we just get what normally 8 would be. It says the settlement gains 1 population, and the male and female survivors share a deep bond and gain +10 survival each. All right, that'll be good. So I've gone ahead and put down basically our entire village. Here's our entire village right here. We just created Steel. Steel's going to be our new character that just came out. He's going to go ahead and gain nothing. He gains understanding, I'm sorry, for having the Graves principle. I forgot I made Mina as well, and she's supposed to have all the different survival actions, dodge, encourage, and dash. Alana and Riverwind now are both at top survival at 7. They can't actually gain 10 because our max is only 7. Now we're going to continue on with our augury, so we're going to go ahead and use our 4th one. I should put these over here. We're on our 4th one right now. And I think I'm still going to have Gold Moon do it. No, I think I'm going to have somebody else do it. I'm going to have, yeah, we're going to have Gold Moon do it just because I'd hate to lose more resources. And we got a Lantern 10. Well, you know that's another intimacy event. And I think we're going to have Mina and Steel go ahead and take care of that. If they roll that same number, they'll get max survival. I mean, you can't go wrong with max survival before we leave for a fight. So again, we're here. I'm going to make Mina and Steel do this. I get to roll 2 dice, keep the top 1. I don't see why I'm not going to do that. We're going to gain the Lantern 10, which says that the settlement celebrates a twice fortunate event. A pair of healthy newborn survivors enter the world. The settlement gains +2 population. Now, of course, I can't do the home events, and we already have a Birth of a Savior, which is what this Lantern 10 would normally do. All right, so we just created 2 new survivors, Palin and Ursha, and now we got, what, a ton more left. We still got, look at all these left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're going to continue. And actually, now is the time when I think I might switch this up, because if I'm able to give survival to people, that'd be the way to go. I think, nope, we're going to keep giving it to Gold Moon. Gold Moon's going to keep going here. She's going to go. She's got a 7. That's an 8. That's another intimacy event. I'm actually just going to put them to the side and roll them all up, and then we'll do our events. I know I'm not supposed to do it that way, but this way I'm not going back and forth so much, and this way we can do all the rolls right here at once. I'm going to continue on. We've got another one. We've got a 3, a 4. She gains 1 survival. All right, she's up to 1. That's fantastic. She gained a survival. Actually, I think she's probably already gained 1 already. She's got 2. We're going to keep going. She got a 4. That's another survival. Let's keep on going. Roll it again. She got a 2, a 3. I have to discard a resource. Now, the only resource we have are broken lanterns, and we've got 4 of them. Or 5, I lied. So we're down to 4. But Gold Moon is going to gain an understanding for that. Now, I believe I have to do it if I have them. If I don't, that's awesome. Please tell me, and I'll be more than happy to gain back a broken lantern. And our last one is a 1. So again, we have to lose a broken lantern. Oh, that's terrible. All right, down to 3. But again, Gold Moon gains another understanding. She's getting more understanding as we go. All right, so we only were able to succeed at 1 more intimacy event. Let's see what happens. And we're going to have our 2 new survivors do it. Palin and Ursha, let's see what they get. They got a 9, and I don't even care what the other number is because it's all going to be the same. We got twins again. So there we go. We have a decently healthy population. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 populations. So I'm going to change our 8, which we had up here, which is way wrong, to an 11. So we're doing a lot better in population now. And it really helped that, well, it didn't help that we lost 2 people, but we got all that extra endeavors to do that. So now we're getting close to the end of our settlement phase. We have to prepare our departing survivors, choose what we're going to go ahead and fight, record and archive our resources if we don't have any. We're going to end our settlement phase. Now, during our development process, I could have also done this. I could have done a shared experience where I could have given some of our newer people some hunt XP, but I really think it's better to get our population back up. Maybe we'll do that in the next time we come back to our settlement. So at this point, we have to go ahead, pick some survivors, and figure out what we're going to hunt. I've had a lot of people asking me for the Beast of Sorrow, and I think that's what we're going to do. Now, of course, that's going to be a pretty difficult fight to get to, but I think we're going to be able to do it, and I think we're going to be able to take him out. So as we depart, we have to figure out what our people are going to do. Our first character here is going to be Alana. She is taking over the Screaming Gear. Basically, it looks very similar to what you've seen in the past. There's not much changing. I'm still trying to keep the +1 luck. It would be awesome to have Barum Everman take this over, but with only 2 attacks, I think his extra luck that he normally has and being that he's a super savior guy would be wasted on a King Spear. So we're going to go ahead and make this Alana. She's going to be going in with this gear. Now we also are going to gain some survival, but she already has max, so she doesn't need any of that. The only reason I gave her these stone noses is so when we get there, we can at least gain 1 insanity, because I know that this lion has a tendency to make you gain or lose brain damage. So if I don't have enough, I might start having to roll on that evil table. Next, we have Gold Moon. Now, Gold Moon's kind of taken over the utility slot. Because of her Regal Helm, she really can't gain any of the benefits from some of the gear. And at the end of the fight, I'm going to have to do the King's Curse again. It says, at the aftermath, King's Curse. So if I gave her a full gear grid, which I did, I would have to remove something. I'm not worried about it because I've got this cloth armor. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that at the end of the battle, if she survives, that is, of course. So, but another thought of mine is not to bring Gold Moon at all, but she has such good stats, I really kind of need my best people on deck. Of course, I don't have a dagger anymore. I gave that up. I didn't even think about the fact that she has a dagger proficiency, and she's so close to the end. But we're going to have to make a dagger for her at the end before she actually meets her end, do these regal gears and this King's Curse going on. Now, I did give her the Bone Sickle, so after the hunt phase setup, place the Herb Gathering event on any hunt space. So we're going to be able to do that. That'll be awesome. So that's going to be Gold Moon. She is going to be all set to go. Now, Riverwind is next. He's gone ahead and taken over kind of Caramon's spot, but notice he doesn't have any weapons. But that's okay, because he does have that monster claw fighting art. So his Fist and Tooth gives +1 accuracy and +1 strength, and it also gains, what is it? Surge? No, Savage. It has Savage. So he doesn't have any weapons. I'm kind of low on weapons right now, thanks to that last battle. But I do have 7 survival on him, so he's good to go there. And other than that, he's really this is about the best I can get him. So he's good to go. He's got full survival, and he's got the bone pick. So we're going to be able to put the mineral gathering event in just the same as we're able to put an herb gathering in when we go to the hunt phase. And last but not least, we have our main attacker. This guy has to hit. That's the deal. He misses a lot. We're in big trouble. He is going to have an extra movement. He's gaining the entire White Lion gear, so he's going to have +1 weapon, +1 was it speed and strength when he uses daggers and guitars, so he's going to be able to roll those 6 dice with these guitars. I gave him bone darts as well. The only reason I gave him those bone darts is to activate that strength thing here. So he has +2 strength with the necklace, so he's going to be going in with 6 strength. That's going to be way better than what he went in last time with. So hopefully he's going to be able to do a lot better than he did the last time when we went on our adventure with him. So we're going to be moving into the hunt phase next. Now, I only have our people here, and here's our hunt track. And you're going to notice that the monster's not there. We're fighting the Beast of Sorrow. He's considered a level 3 White Lion. So he's actually sitting way over here, right next to where it says Starvation. So we're going to pan all the way back to where our guys are. I'm going to tell you right now, Starvation is probably not that great. Last time I checked, in real life, Starvation is bad. I'm going to guess in this game, Starvation is equally bad. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put all the cards down, and they're going to span this entire thing. Now, of course, during that time, I get to put down a couple special ones as well. So first, we're going to take our White Lion ones on. We're going to mix these up and put them down. There's going to be one here, and one there. Next, we're going to go ahead and put down our random hunt events. Now, of course, like I said before, these are all exactly the same, so putting them down is kind of a moot point, but if we ever want to put down our special ones, we have herb gathering and we have mineral gathering. We have both of these, and the reason we have them is because we have our bone pick and we also have our bone sickle that we made instead of the boots that would have actually saved one of our characters, but that's okay. We can put these down on top of any one of these we want, as far as I understand. Now, on the other side of the hunt board, we have to place a couple more of our White Lion hunt events. We're going to put those there. Then, of course, we also have to put down a couple more of our random hunt events. We're just going to put one there, and there's also one that goes underneath this White Lion, but we're probably never going to get that far. I hope we actually... To tell you the truth, I'm actually hoping he ambushes us. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but look at all these hunt events I have to do, and the farther along you go, the more bad things could happen to you. Or maybe a few good, you never know. There's also this part right here. I don't know anything about this, but it says Overwhelming Darkness. I'm sure that is also equally terrible as Starvation, which says remove D5 resources from the settlement storage. And we only have scrap in there, and I would like to keep that because you never know. Scrap's going to be pretty good, hopefully, in the long run. Now we have to figure out where we're going to put our special hunt events. I don't really know where the best spot for these are, but we do have mineral gathering and we have herb gathering. I think we're going to put mineral gathering right here and herb gathering right here. I'm going to cover up one of our random hunt events and one of the lion hunt events. I don't know which is the better one to cover up. What do you normally do with your special hunt events? Do you put them on top of the random hunt events, or do you lay them on top of the, the actual ones for the monster? I'd like to hear what you have to say in the comments below, and maybe we can help our group in the future. But this is where we stand. We are going to take Riverwind. He is going to go ahead and search right here and see what he finds. He has found marked territory. The White Lion has marked this area. If any survivor has +3 understanding, they realize the area is covered in ammonia. If they've not yet innovated this, they gain it. Well, we've already done that. So we have to roll in the random hunt event. We already have ammonia. So we're going to take our white and black die. This is going to be our tens die, and let's see what we found. We found number 36. We have received On the Trail. The survivors rush forward, feeling their quarry close at hand. Skip the next hunt space. I don't want to skip the next hunt phase. That's one of our special ones. Oh, well. If this movement begins the showdown, the survivors ambush their quarry. If any survivor has noisy gear, the survivors do not ambush. Start the showdown normally. Well, we're not doing the end of this because we still have a long way to go, but I have to skip the next hunt phase. Oh, that's terrible. Well, there you have it. We're going to go ahead and skip our next hunt space. We're going to clear those. We're going to move everybody up. I believe that's how it works. If it doesn't, please let me know. But I can't believe I'm going to lose my first special hunt event space. Okay, I've already figured out you probably should put them right about here because look at that. I lost one. All right, well, I'll live and learn. Now we know. Our next special hunt space is our herb gathering. All survivors consume herbs and berries. All survivors gain +1 survival. Well, we're actually all at max survival because that's really how it happens. We're always going to end with plus. We're all going to leave with absolutely every survival most of the time because of all the extra stuff we get from innovations. We're going to do herb gathering in our book. And here's our wonderful picture of herb gathering. I'm going to tell you right now, picking this is not the best plan. I don't think that person is long for this world. Wow, what an absolutely unbelievable picture of herb gathering. I don't ever want to go. I mean, this might not be the best thing to ever do. Who knows? It says herb gathering. Each survivor must make a special gathering roll. To make a gathering roll, a survivor nominates any number of d10s and rolls them. If 2 or more die results are the same, the score is 0. Otherwise, add all your die results to determine your gathering score. Add all the survivors' gathering scores to make a single final score. Consult the herb exploration table. Add plus 10 to the final score if the survivors have passed overwhelming darkness space on the hunt board. Oh, okay, so maybe that's another way of doing this. And if you can go past that, you can get some better resources. I don't know, we'll find out. So each of my survivors make a gathering roll. I get to choose how many dice. I'm just gonna grab 2. Everybody's gonna roll 2, and we'll see how this goes. So this person got a 19. I'm gonna put those right up here. Now we're gonna take our next person, roll up a couple dice. We got 6, 7. We got 7. All right, we're gonna put those right over there. I've got my next set of dice. We got a 6, 7, 8. So we got that number, and I think I've got a couple more dice here. And so we're gonna roll up 2 more. These actually weren't from Kingdom Death, they're just random 10-siders. We got 9 plus 4 is 13. So we're gonna add all these numbers up, and you're gonna have to check my math, and you're gonna tell me if I'm right or wrong, and we'll see how this goes. So 19 plus what? Oh my gosh, I gotta get a calculator. So if you add all these up, we've got 20 here. Here's another one, we got 30. We got what? 30, 41, 47. So we got 47. Let's go check out the book. So if we go ahead and check out our herb exploration, there's 4 different parts here. One of them, we don't find anything. One, we get fresh acanthus. This is the one we have. I'll read that in a second. And the other one, it looks like we're able to go on a special exploration, which is actually down here is a whole other section. But we're able to take on this one. It says 45 to 74. Gain 2 fresh acanthus, strange resources. If the settlement has cooking, gain 1 random vermin resource, and all survivals gain plus 3 survival. Now, I don't need this survival. We already have max again, but I'm going to get the fresh acanthus and 1 vermin resource. So we've got our 2 fresh acanthus, and I can archive these to fully heal 1 hit location, including all injuries and armor points. So those would be kind of good. I might divvy those out amongst my characters. Now we also get a random vermin. Let's see what vermin we get this time. We've gotten a lot of lowly rat or lonely ants. Let's hopefully get something we can cook with this time. We're going to go ahead and see what we found. We have found another lonely ant. Wow. How many of those are in the deck? The whole deck seems like it's lonely ants. I can consume this to archive and this to swap your insanity and survival values. That might be kind of good during our fight, so we'll make sure to give this to somebody who might be going through survival. Now, if we did get up to 75, I do want to show you the little table. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and read any of these, but if we go to explore the swamp, look, there's a whole nother section. So next time we do the herb gathering, my goal is to get that 75 up here. I want to see what all this is about. So we're going to divvy out all our stuff. I'm going to give this to somebody who might use it a lot. I'm going to give it actually to Gold Moon. She might have to swap her survival and insanity. Oh, she doesn't have a lot of insanity. Actually, that's terrible. The only person that has a lot of insanity, oh, Riverwind. Riverwind has 18 insanity. We're going to give him the lowly ant. Now, I do get 2 fresh acanthus plants. I think I'm going to give one of them to Burm Everman because he's got that whole white lion set, so he'd actually be able to gain, hopefully that'll help him a lot. We're going to give this one to Alana. She has the screaming set. So again, both those people have a lot of armor. So if I'm able to heal armor and their wounds, that'd be really good. Now, I forgot to mention who was doing the herb gathering, but Gold Moon has the special item, the bone sickle. So I believe she's the one that's going to have to do it. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. I believe I removed it. It replaces the event that's there. So we're going to move everybody up. Riverwind has done something and Gold Moon has. So we got 2 more people. I'm going to go ahead and have Alana go ahead and take care of this one. Actually, yeah, she'll go ahead and take this on. It's just going to be a random hunt event. We're going to roll our dice and see what we get. The white one is going to be our 10s die. Let's see what we get here. We got 21. So let's go consult our book. We have gone ahead and found drawings. It says, cowering in a cave, the survivors find strange drawings decorating the walls. They appear to contain a message. Any survivor with 3+ understanding may try to decipher the drawings by rolling a d10. If the settlement has pictographs, every survivor may roll, regardless of their understanding, and adds 4 to their roll. Well, we don't have that. And there's only one person that actually has 3 understanding, and that's Gold Moon. So she's going to go ahead and roll. Let's see what she finds. A 6. 6 says, the true meanings escape you. Gain 1 insanity. So Gold Moon's going to move up to 4 insanity. And I just noticed this. She actually only has 6 survival, so she's going to gain a survival. We've gained a lot of extra survival from some of the stuff we've been doing lately, so she should also be at max survival of 7. So now that we're done with that event, we're going to move everybody up again. And now the only person that hasn't gone, I believe, is Burm Everman. He's going to go ahead and check out our last one before we get to our overwhelming darkness. And let's see what we found. It says, White Lion Cub. The survivors find a white lion cub. They may choose to slay the cub. If they do, each survivor gains 1 basic resource. The event revealer rolls on the table below. Oh, we're totally going to get... Every survivor gains a 1 basic random resource. That's awesome. So we've got our basic random resources. I'm going to shuffle these up, and we're totally each going to get one of these. There's no reason not to do this. So we're going to give 1, 2, 3, and we're going to take one right down here. 4. There we go. 4 basic random resources. This is awesome. We're going to give these out. I guess it doesn't really matter who picks these up, so we're just going to go ahead and look at them. We've got, we got the anything one. That's awesome. We've got a monster hide, and a monster. We got 3 monster hides and a random everything. So we're going to go divvy these out amongst our characters. And again, I don't think it's really going to matter unless we actually lose the character. So I'm going to give these last 2 out, and our guys are all set to go. Now I have to roll on that table and see what happens. So we're going to take our die and roll it up. We got a 5. Let's see what it says. It says, the father lion shows up, begin the showdown immediately. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my gosh, this couldn't have happened anything better. So our lion comes running up. Roar, here he comes. He's really upset with us. We have to start the showdown immediately. I don't have to deal with overwhelming darkness. I still don't know what it does, but overwhelming and darkness are both bad words, so we're not going to deal with that. So we're going to be moving into our, showdown. And that's just it. We're going into the showdown next. That's going to be all from the hunt. Wow, that ended a lot better and a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. So there you go. We're all done with the video. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be moving into the showdown now with our Beast of Sorrow. We're going to see if our survivors can take him out. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell symbol so you know when the showdown comes. Also, please feel free to share this with anybody, especially people that love Kingdom Death Monster or are interested in actually owning the game at some point. They can see what this game is all about. Now, of course, the playthrough itself is kind of spoiling some things, but there's so many different things in this game that you're never going to see the same game twice as far as I understand how this game is played, and just seeing the book itself and how many different things there are inside it. So again, thank you so much for watching, and if you're excited to see if our survivors can take on the Beast of Sorrow, then I need you to meet me at the co-op shop.